Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We are rambling. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. Lots to talk about. So, before I jump into Kamala Harris news on Stephen Colbert, yes. What a treat. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about it. What a treat. So last night I was just kind of, getting ready to go to bed, and I go, maybe I'll look at Stephen. And there was Kamala. I'm like, yay. Oh, she looked like she was a little put through the ringer with this whole thing. And we had talked about this, and a lot of the comments that I got whenever I read Kamala, it's like, give her some peace, leave her alone. Last Wednesday, I think I poked the bear a little bit and I read on her, and I got the same thing that, she got put through the ringer, but I also got she's not done yet. And that's what I got with Stephen Colbert. It was good, but but before I get into that too deep, a little business. For those of you who went up to Mount Shasta with Kim, and for those who didn't, but for those who did, you met my brother Bill and I, and we work really, really well together. And we have been invited to do a retreat in Julien, California, just east of San Diego, up in the mountains. And I'm going to put the flyer on my community page. I'm going to put a link down below. The woman running it, Susan Allen, I've never met her in person, but she seems to have a lot of things in line. And I think this is going to be an excellent retreat. And it's small, very, very small. So I think she's wanting to keep it under 20, 15, under 15, 20. I can't remember anymore. But really, really small. So this is going to be a unique experience to get in touch. She's calling it the Hero's Journey. So I'll put that information on the community page. If anybody wants to look at it and see what it's about, you can either stay at the Quiet Mind Retreat Center, or you can stay somewhere else and just join in the meditations and talks and forest bathing. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be good. All right. Let's get back into it. The surprise of the night. Wait a minute. Before I get into it, I got to put on my Happy Duck hat. Surprise of the night. Happy Duck. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Woohoo! Kamala Harris was back on TV. Oh, you like that? Oh, yeah. She's my girl. Really? Yeah. All right, then. I didn't know that you and her had a thing. Oh, yeah. Really? Uh-huh. Well, there you go. So, happy Psychic Duck hat. Now, some of you may remember before, when she was still hiding, well, then I had angry Psychic Duck hat. And this is what I'll be if I get any more hats. Thank you. But really, no more hats. Because I hang these up on the back of my truck, and I ain't got no more room on the back of my truck. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. Stephen Colbert's show. So after watching Kamala, it was so good to see her. But yeah, she she looked still tired. So a couple of things about this that she really talked about was one of the things that she didn't see coming was how Congress was going to be so feckless in their duties. They were just going to let this guy do whatever he wanted. There was no checks and balances. And Stephen Colbert was kind of poking at her. Hey, come on. You predicted all this. You did it. She goes, I'm not getting it. I'm not going in there, which I really appreciate. I'm not going into that space. I'm not going into that whatever, that negative land. But she did say, this is what I did not predict. The other person that I watch a lot, Heather Cox Richardson, just calm delivery of the news. And one of the things that she said that I keep saying as well, and it's nothing new, is that we have to stand up and create our new country. The country that we thought we had is gone. It's gone. There is so much rebuilding that we have to do, and it's exciting. I'm going to put on my happy duck hat in a minute. It's going to be exciting when we get to that point. We're not there. We got to fight like hell to get there. And, you know, we have those in the current administration that are poking the bear, us, and it's triggering us. And I think that is something that we go, let's not go there. Let's go to standing up to what we think is the right way to be. Like Dan Boingo. I don't even want to try to pronounce his name right. He was going, oh, this will drive MAGA crazy. And I think he even said, you know, explode their heads, when he's talking about Trump not leaving the White House. And I'm thinking, well, it should drive you crazy too, because that is against the Constitution. But do we even have a Constitution that anybody's paying attention to? I mean, Emile Bove, he's not going to pay attention to it. Trump isn't paying attention to it. So let's not pretend ourselves that we have checks and balances in. The checks and balances are us. It's how we stand up. So, you know, if you choose to do that, just go, hey, Dan, do your job and release the Epstein files. Not that. That's just poking them back a little bit, but they said they would. And it's so disgusting where Trump has been and what he has said. And we all know it. And it's like, oh, is this the first time you guys have heard this stuff? Anyway, okay, I got my angry duck hat on. I take it off, put happy duck on. Let's look at, I'm going to show you some cards that I pulled last night about Kamala Harris. And I'm going to do it backwards for no reason except it's rambling. So after I saw Kamala Harris, I threw a spread on her. I said, what's going on, Kamala? Where are you? Anything new that you want to share through the cards with your energy? And so I'm going to show you that in a minute. But then as I went to bed, I went, okay, so where are we in this time stream of, in this current time stream? What's going on? And the first card I got was freedom. And I went, ooh, I mean, that gave me chills, right? Now, this is my Beyond Lemuria deck. Freedom. And I went, the dragonfly also represents transformation. So to me, that was just like, oh, yay, 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 good. But what else was there in this freedom? and it's our ancient future. When I look at this, I'm like, our ancient future, this is going back into, this is going, I love the dichotomy of this. Is that the right word? The plurality of this. Our ancient future, our old futures, our old newness. There is something that we will need to bring from our past into our future, and we get to decide how we're going to transform that. The next card I got was surrender. And when I pulled that, I went, oh, I don't want to surrender to this. And it was no, 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 no. No. Take your angry hat off. Put your happy hat on. It is surrendering to the transformation process, to the ancient future process, where we get to decide what do we want to bring to the future. Some of it worked, some of it didn't work. And so I went to sleep on that, and I had a very, very sound sleep. So that was good. All right. The other thing, and I'm going to do this very, very quickly through this, I am using my Ancestral Path Tarot new cards. And look how big they are. They're huge. So I was going to leave the spread out on the table, and I didn't have enough room for it. But anyway, huge. All right, so after I watched Kamala Harris, I pulled these cards out. It was probably the first time I really threw a big spread on them. I've been letting them marinate on my table. Crystals and just kind of getting a sense of who I am. The very first card, Kamala Harris, 9 of Swords. And this feels like she's got her things all lined up, but there is still this one piece that is not getting in. It did get in. It's poking at her head, and it's a little niggle, and I don't know what it is. Is that I kept looking at her interview, and I'm going, what does she know? Does she know that the vote was stolen? What does she know? Clearly, as a prosecutor, she was not letting on, and I went, okay, maybe that's what I'll throw on next with this. 9 of Swords being covered by the Chariot. Like, okay, so she's moving on. Okay, so where is she moving to? So that's kind of the big question, right? So we don't know right now. But it takes some strength to move these lions. She's got the strength to do it. So she's moving on. She wrote a book, okay? At the base of the reading is the loss, 5 of Pentacles. And this is 5 sacred circles. So I like the way they put this, the sacred circles. Because with each circle, and this is kind of going back to the Julien Retreat with the hero's journey, and in tarot with the fool's journey, in shamanism, everything is a circle, and you start out on the path of the circle wherever you are, and you continue that. So this sacred 5 of circles, she's at, and this is what she's marinating in the loss column. But she can't stay there. Why can't she stay there? Because she's got the Chariot. She's got to move. I don't think she has any choice. She's got to move past this loss, whatever, sadness, and maybe it's money. I know some of you all on my last reading were saying, I already got an email from Kamala Harris saying, I need money. Everybody needs money. Everybody need. Okay, Psychic Duck does not need money. No. Just a pond to swim in. That's all Psychic Duck needs. Okay. Let's keep going. In the past, as it relates, is the Five of Wands. So when you look at this card, so this is, again, it's discussions back and forth. But this card doesn't seem like there's any fighting in it. It doesn't seem like there's any battle, any words going back and forth, people beating each other up with wands. This looks like a Ho'oponopono type conversation. You wounded me in a certain way. Let's talk about that. Let's fix it so that you don't need to wound me with your words anymore. Why did you lash out? So that kind of stuff. That's what this is. And that's what we did in Shasta, which was, got a good lesson in that. On how to deal with that. It was very good. Okay. Five of Staves. A lot of consultation in the background. And good, not beat up, just where do we want to go? What's going on? Where do you want to go, Kamala? At the top of the reading, we have the Four of Swords. This is a retreat card. This is a illness card. This is a sickness card. Not saying she's ill. Mentally, I think she got beat up a lot. In the potential near future, what I got is the 3 sacred circles. So she's moving into a new space with a new team in the potential near future. We don't know where this is going, but we know that she is regrouping with this 3 of Pentacles. Internally, she's got the 6 of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. And it feels like in this deck that she's really taking her time to figure out the next move, but she's moving. And then we have the Prince of Staves in the external position. Staves are wands. So she's got information coming towards her. Is it psychic information? Yes. Could it be other information? She was just over in England, and so I'm thinking, what did she learn there? Hopes and fears. 6 sacred circles. Again, we have a lot of 6s. We have 2 6s, I think. Is that right? Yeah, 2 6s so far. Hopes and fears. That giving and receiving. So she's going to be receiving information. She's going to give something. Giving and receiving votes. We'll see. And the final outcome. The King of Cups. King of Cups is my Joe Biden card. When Stephen Colbert started poking the bear, so to speak, she wouldn't go into Joe Biden. She just said what respect she has for him, kind of left it there. I was hoping she'd talk about Tim Walz, but, you know, in live TV interviews, it's difficult. I'm sure she will get around to that. Clarifying the King of Cups, because what does that mean? It doesn't feel like we're going back there, and then it feels like we're going there. It feels like there's something in the movement, in the works, although it feels really dark right now. We got the 3 of Cups. And this, so normally the 3 of Cups is all about celebration, 3 women celebrating. This is almost like a union, like a blessing. So from the king. So, okay. Do you see that? Do you see my hat? It's confused duck hat. And the second clarification is the Four of Cups. Look, not looking at an offer, but this one is kind of looking at the offer. And it's interesting. Here are the Three of Cups. Can't we just celebrate? Can't we just not do this? I don't think so. I think she's looking at this cup and she's gritting her teeth going, oh, really? Really? Do I gotta go there? Do I gotta go there? Oh, and she's wearing the jewels. We're going to talk about Buddha's jewels. They've been returned to India. So Kamala Harris, there's still an offer out there. She said, I didn't want to go this long on Kamala Harris, but I did. She said that she wants to get out and talk to the people, but not in campaign mode, not asking for votes, not asking for money, although she's asking for money. What do you think of them ancestral path tarot cards? They big. They are big. Anyway, I'm going to leave Miss Harris alone. Thank you for joining us in that awareness. Thank you for coming back. And she kept going. Stephen Colbert kept saying, well, what about this? She goes, it's in the book. Read the book. You're going to have to read the book. Okay. All right. The deck I am using, the Wanderer's Tarot. Really, Danny? Yeah, we're rambling. You're wandering. Ramble. Or wander. Okay. And again, another newish deck for me. What do we want to read on? Look at, see? Look. I got notes. Well, you can't see. But I do have notes. Okay. Tariffs take effect today. And the jobs report was revised. And here's something that we're going to have to rebuild. The how we store and archive our information. The person in charge of archiving our information is Rubio, along with all his other jobs. And so to me, I'm going, they're just changing. They can change all these documents. You know, they came out with the new unredacted videotape of Epstein's prison. And yet when you looked at it, when Wired, I think, looked at it, said, these are two videos stitched together. The metadata doesn't match. So, you know, they're not giving us the right information. So when the jobs report came out in May, I think it was May, they said something like there were 200,000 jobs added. I go, really? How can that be? How can that be with all these taco tariff threats out there? And, you know, flipping back and forth, flipping back and forth. I don't know, that's not a taco, is it? Flipping back and forth? No, that would be more like, anyway. So today the jobs report came out. Let me see if I can get it. And it said, come on now, sorry. Stocks tumble after Trump unveils new sweeping tariffs. You know, and the thing with the stock market is it's a roller coaster all the time. So, You know, and the stock market is not the economy, but where is, okay, there it is. I hit pause so you wouldn't have to look. U.S. added just 73,000 jobs in July, and the numbers for prior months were revised much lower. Oh, my hair, I can't do anything with it. It's that angry duck hat. Okay, so these numbers that we're getting are not right. And, you know, how do you feel about the economy? Something that I read in one of my news feeds was that rural areas are working in an, what do they call it? In like a new economy. And what it is, it's an old economy. It's bartering, going back and forth. I remember reading on the economy in the future. I took it way to the future. And in that, I saw that there was a lot of bartering. There was a lot of energy healthcare coming up. That we were in this huge, huge shift. I never really saw it like this, but here it is. So the rural areas where things are, where we're just helping our neighbors get through this time. Now, the challenge for me is with, well, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. With my hillbilly brother, I said it. You know, what do we do with the people who had voted for this, and now they're getting this, and now we have to suffer through this because of their vote? Well, the steal. So these numbers, let me get back on track again, if that's possible. These revised numbers, the economy is going to tank. Now that the tariffs are in place, what, 35% to Canada? Oh, good Lord. And so for the Canadians who are watching, thank you for sticking by us as much as you're sticking by us. Oof. Every morning, I stand in the western direction that I have set up in my backyard, and I pray for healing for the world. And one of the healing aspects is for the world to forgive us for where we are right now, and to allow more aid from the most abundant nation in the world for us to be the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving, and more giving, because now it feels like we're just, okay. The other thing, too, that Pumpkinhead was saying with tariffs is that, oh, we're going to be able to eliminate taxes for people who are making under $200,000 a year. All this stuff that he's throwing out there is deflections against him being a pedophile, him being a horrible human being, him losing his mind, him with his horrible health. It's just all a deflection. Don't look at me. Don't look at what I've done. Don't look at my past. Don't look at my future. Well, he has very little future. So, speaking of going back to the future, I know I'm rambling, but the ballroom, $200 million, and they've already revised the estimate to $300 million for a ballroom in the White House. He is clearly not wanting to leave. Clearly. He's too old. Okay. What a rant. I can hear it now. Some of the comments. 30 minutes? You didn't even throw a card. Well, I did, but you know. Okay. Here's Epstein files. Let's look at this. Statute 5 of the United States Code. Oh, God. I just got a little news hit. Gislane is moved to a Texas prison. Oh, God. Let's look at this. The Statute 5 of the United States Code, 2954, says that, let me just say what it says, that if you have a number of senators or congressmen in a certain, on a certain committee, you can request documents and the government has to give them to you. So we had 5 senators say, give us the Epstein files, the whole unredacted Epstein files. Unredacted? I think so. Anyway, so the Senate's asking for him. That was old man Chuck Schumer. So he's still got a little fight left. But more and more people are going, we can't play by the rules. Because there are no rules. Those guys are playing by no rules. So let's look at that. Will the Epstein files be given to the Senate? Let's just do 6 and see what it is. Not so much the outcome, but the potential near future. And if these cards don't work very well for me because they're new and they're hard to... Moving on with the Chariot. Oh, this is interesting, this card. I don't know if you could see this that well. So the Chariot, in the Chariot is a heart. Interesting, and it's kind of protected. What does that say? The Epstein files. So, yeah, they're a little protected. They're moving on. They're going to be exposed. You got the Goddess of Feathers. And this deck has naked pictures, too. So the Goddess of Feathers. So this is the Queen of Swords. Okay. And then we get the Ten of Pentacles. Let me see what I get with this. Ace of Knives. I'm sorry, I messed up. Okay, this card, the Goddess of Feathers, is Wands. Let me just double check. Yeah, I messed up. Queen of Wands, bringing forth information. The Chariot, moving forward with information. At the base, what they're marinating in is the Republican Party with the Ten of Pentacles. In the past, they've got the news, the Ace of Knives, new path forward. And this looks like it's a pentacle, even an earth thing, but it's a bullseye coming right at them. And at the top of the reading, we have Justice. That's what they want with this movement. And the potential near future is the Wanderer of Moons, which is the page of Cups. It's bringing forth some information. I think they're going to get it. Okay, I'm going to keep going and just be really quick with this. Internally, we get the 8 of Earth, Pentacles, past hard work. We get Five of Swords, abuse of power. We get the Two of Pentacles, balancing, juggling things. And then we get, I think I got 2 cards. I did. We get Strength. I think they're going to get them. Yeah, I think we're going to get them. Okay, well, we're going to see them. So it's going to take some work, but we will get those files. Not that I really want to see them, but will it damage Pumpkinhead in the administration? And that's the other thing that I want to look at real quick. Is MAGA getting it? That's what I want to look at again. Because Wall Street Journal, Epstein has been discussed in 3,123 consecutive conservative podcast episodes recently. Those conversations grew more than 8-fold in the last 3 weeks, despite Trump telling MAGA to drop the issue. Fox is doing the best to deflect attention away. And I'm going, Fox? Isn't Trump suing Murdoch? Since Monday, Fox News has spent about 85 minutes covering a Blue Jean commercial featuring Sydney Sweeney, whoever. 20 segments to it. At the same period, Fox spent 3 minutes discussing the Trump's handling of the Epstein files. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This guy is so sick. And remember, he made Alex Acosta, the Secretary of Labor. And he was the one that gave Epstein that sweetheart deal. So we need to keep calling it out. We need to keep calling it out. Standing up to this pedophile. To this genital grabbing. Oh my God. And not let these people that say, well, I'm not paying attention. You need to pay attention. Our democracy's ending. Okay. Is MAGA getting it? Are they getting it from in the wings? Not in the wings, but is it coming into their subconscious that this guy's a creep? I was being nice. I had my happy, nice duck hat on. I know. I should have had the other one on. Is MAGA getting it? 3 cards. The Emperor. Oh, hail. Hail the Emperor. But the Emperor, he ain't got no clothes. Oh, hail the Emperor. And that was weird because I'm like, ooh. South Park. Emperor has no clothes. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are moving. Things are changing. They are getting it. They are getting this information. Even though they're isolated, even though they're saying, I'm not looking at it, the information's coming through. Yeah. They're moving. They are going to be moving on. They're going to see this. Not fast enough. Okay. The Aspen Security Forum held last week. Hegseth was not allowing the Pentagon to attend. Why, you ask? Well, Because he thought that the Aspen security foreman to be hostile, propagating the evil globalization, a disdain for our great country, and a hatred for the President of the United States. Well, the way we're acting, there should be disdain for our country. And there should be, I'm not into the hate, but, well, the shoe fits. So, are we, do I even need to throw, are we weaker by not attending this forum? A lot of big names were there. Condi Rice was there. A lot of tech people were there that were looking at security and AI security and government. It was just a big think tank where you go into these separate rooms and you mastermind things. You go, well, what do you think about this? Well, if that happens, then what about this? And well, if that happens, well, then maybe we should go this way. You know, so you're just playing with different scenarios. But no, he doesn't want to deal with it because he's too worried about his hair or whatever. So yeah, we are weaker. Let's take a look at this. Are we in a position? Yes, we are. Are we going to escape? Are we going to escape an outside attack on us on the scale of 9/11, cyber, or, you know, our infrastructure is so weak. I mean, our electrical grid is vulnerable. Our water systems are vulnerable. One of the things that I saw was about an earthquake down in LA where it was real close to the San Andreas Fault. It was like at 3 point or 4.1 or something. I'm not really sure. And the guy who was giving the information said, make sure that you have, how many days did he say? 75 days worth of food? Was that right? I have to double check. I'm sorry. Make sure you have enough food and water. At least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks. Because when the government was functioning, and when I worked for FEMA for my brief stint, I always said the government's not going to be here for you. It's, you need things immediately. The government can't be here immediately. I mean, if they wanted to, they could, but, you know. So that's where you rely on your neighbors. Okay. How's our infrastructure going to hold up? How is the infrastructure going to hold up? How is the infrastructure, the U.S. infrastructure, going to hold up? Wanderer of Stones. Can't show you the picture because it's naked. Again, Wanderers of Stone. So we have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Seven of Cups, confusion, and you can see that. If anything were to happen, it would be chaos. Nobody's communicating the same thing. All right, we have the Knight of Cups in the past. We know what we should be doing. The Queen of Cups. Some calming energy, yay. And then we have Five of Cups, which is loss and sadness. It's not like Tower moment, but it's something to be concerned about. We have the Four of Cups. This is a little lost card as an offer, something coming in. And then we have the Knight of Cups, a lot of energy. Offering something. Ace of Cups and new emotional start. And then we have Balance, Justice. It's out of kilter. And then we have the Seven of Wands, giving forth information. And then we have the Seven of Swords. I'm not seeing it as like, you know, the Tower moment or something, but I am seeing that's concerning to me, because it's like a bullseye. And even though we have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Cups here, that looks like the Ace of Swords. It looks like you have incoming coming to a central point, but it is going to bring some justice. Going down a rabbit hole. Going down a rabbit hole. All right, let's keep going. What I wanted to look at, I'm going to switch decks to, I'm going to have to get going. Oh, yes, I am. All right, what do I want to read on? So I'm not seeing that we're that safe from oh, here's what I want to read on. Gerrymandering in Texas and in California. Well, let's just read on the breaking news since we're looking at Texas. Texas now has Gislane Maxwell. Texas now has Gislane Maxwell. Why did they move her? What can we get from this information? What's going on? Why did they move her? Oh, Five of Wands. Four of Swords. She's kind of trying to be protected a little bit with, I think people were, she's getting too hot or something. Oh, she's looking to go overseas. Page of Swords in the past. Ooh. She's got the Tower above her. Above this move. I think with this Four of Swords and the Five of Wands that are in the center position, and then the Tower's up at top. This, and then I have the Knight of Cups in the potential near future. It feels like they're moving her for safety, security. Let's give you, hey, we're going to be nice to you and move her away from where she was maybe being threatened. Internally, King of Wands. Externally, the Star. She doesn't want that information coming. They don't want that information coming out. So they're trying to do a power play. I don't think it's going to work. They're really worried with what she can give out. And then there's the Seven of Swords and the final outcome. This is, they're trying to sneak in, and take some of the defensiveness away from take some of the information that she has and kind of keep it hidden. I think it's going to come out anyway. Because we got the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles clarifying the Seven of Swords. So if someone's sneaking in, getting some information, leaving somebody defenseless, the Page of Wands releases it. And then you have the Page of Pentacles, something new that is, it's balanced in a way, but it's precarious. So whatever this information is, they're going to try to spin it. Some information is going to come out with this. What? Why did they move her? Because is that going to be challenged? I guess you can go from federal prison to federal prison. I don't know. Gislane Maxwell. One more on Gislane. Why? You know, it's just so disgusting. The whole thing, bringing, you know, the victims have to relive all this. Nobody's talking about them. They're starting to, but yeah. Congress is going to get this information. Is that the Page of Wands releasing the information? Was that it? It's going to come out anyway. Gislane Maxwell. Why are you going to... Why Texas? Are you going to stay in... How long are you staying in Texas, Gislane? How long are you staying in Texas? Balance. Temperance. High Priestess. Ooh. Ten of Cups. Justice. Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. She wants to go. She wants to be free. She wants to go back to a simpler time. She's like working the system. Yeah, Magician. Look over here. And then the Emperor. I think, oh, there's something big coming. It's got world implications. She's going to be made an offer, and it's not going to be... It's got the Five of Swords off of the offer. I see her leaving. I see her leaving. Getting out. But it's not going to be that great because, you know, wherever she goes in the world, people are going to be seeing her and looking for her, and she's not going to be left alone. So, okay. I gotta run. Let's keep dreaming the world that we want to have into being. Let's keep imagining how we want it to be. Don't give in. Stand up. If somebody says something, don't just let it go. Yeah. Be nice about it. This is the hard part for me. And let's not take this, without a big fight. Stand up. We can still do that. They have not closed that avenue down yet. And I say yet, and that scares me. Okay, you guys. Deep breath. Peace and love.